Live from the 409, MCT Credit Union presents the 409 Sports Blitz on 12 News.
Well, howdy, Southeast Texas. Welcome to the 409 Sports Blitz. I'm Holton Pepper.
Hey, and I'm Nick Canizal. Let's go and get started with our game of the week.
East Chambers, the Buccaneers and the Orangefield Bobcats battling for first place in 3A District 10. A lot on the line in this one. You're going to see Carson Gonzalez take it for himself to the left side, lowering the shoulder for the big gain on his feet. Orangefield, this guy, I'm telling you, this guy is a difference maker. Mason Manning takes the direct snap, little wildcat action there for you, runs it in, blows a kiss to the fan
like
at the end of the play.
Manning there.
Hey, you love to see it. Nakobe Jones takes the direct snap, passes to Ethan Cart for the big gain. Converts on the fourth down, brought down by a pack of Bobcats there towards the end of that one. And then Fontenot takes it in for himself, and you can see him. Yeah, flex on him. Tell him what's going on. Let the Orangefield fan know what's going on. Orangefield, Carson Gonzalez again, takes the handoff, gives it to Mason Manning again, and a big gainer again. This guy is so shifty with his legs. He takes a hit in the helmet. You can see he kind of get a little shaken up right there, but he points. The defender let him know what's going on. He's good to go. Ain't no problem with that guy. Fontenot again takes it himself and shows a lot of finesse for the big gain. He dodges around. Look at him move. Look at this guy go.
Look at that kid move.
This kid he's intense too. But this is what we've been talking about.
Where's the defense?
With East Chambers speed, man. They have way too much speed. And then again, we see Gonzalez. He's in the pocket, looks over the middle, and finds his man, Zach Moreau. He's dangerous as well. Big yardage, gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Orangefield. And take a looky here. A 41-20 score. This has been one of those games, Nick. This is intense. This is an intense rivalry, and Orangefield comes out on top in this one.
Hey, you know what? Orangefield now 5-0 in district play. East Chambers falls to 4-2. Let's go out to Kyle Orr, who's live tonight. And Kyle, what a heck of a game for those Bobcats.
A heck of a game. And you know what? They say you learn something new every day. I learned a new term today. Penalty, mustard on the lettuce. Oh. That's a very common term. You got to thank I'm going to credit the Orangefield announcer for that, but I'm going to go to the man of the hour. We got head coach Jeff Breaux here. Coach, I mean, how big was tonight's win? How are you feeling right now?
That's a huge win. Anytime you can clinch a district championship, that's a big thing. That's one of the goals you set every year at the beginning of the year, and to be able to come out and clinch it already with 1 week to go, we're fired up. Kids are excited. Really happy for this group, seniors, for these coaches that work so hard. It's a big deal around here.
Absolutely. It was an offensive onslaught all game. Now let's go to Mason Manning. I lost count how many touchdowns he had. Now, did he drink literal jet fuel before the game, or is he just kind of a beast as it is?
Yeah, he had a huge night, man. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know how many it was, but he had quite a few touchdowns. A big night. It's back and forth. We were close right there at halftime, and then the second half, his first 2 touches, he takes for a touchdown. I mean, it was big. I mean, over 100 yards probably with just those 2 carries. But, man, he's been huge for us all year. Absolutely. I mean, he's a really good player. He's got a little burst, a little speed. But he's a physical runner, too. But, man, we're glad to have him. Glad to have him back again next year, too.
Absolutely. You got to give your defense some credit. How'd they play tonight? How do you think?
Yeah, man, they did a great job. They flew around, and, they made the stops when we need to. That's a really good offense. They're explosive. They got a lot of speed. But we really got after them. We really played really well on defense. We just kept getting after it, and made the plays when we needed to make them.
Very well said. One final question. What's the plan going into next week? You're going against Buna on Thursday. So what's the plan for that? What's the game plan, man?
Yeah, we got a quick turnaround. I think it's our first Thursday game of the year, the last game of the season. And I know we've clinched the district championship, but, hey, we're going to prepare just like any other. We're going out there to try to win a football game and finish off this season and roll into the playoffs the right way.
Absolutely. Undefeated in district play. That's got to feel good.
Yeah, feels good. Feels good. One more and finish the deal.
Absolutely.
We're excited.
Sounds good. So we got Orangefield beating East Chambers tonight 41-20. Like you said, they are facing Buna on Thursday. So we're very much looking forward to that matchup. Still undefeated in district play. It's not over yet, so I'm going to go ahead and send it back to you guys at the desk.
Yeah, go ahead and
in
give
Orangefield,
that guy,
Kyle Orr, 409 Sports.
Go ahead and give that guy a fist bump for me. Jeff Breaux, him and his program, they have been working hard, man. They're a fantastic, fantastic program. He's building something special at Orangefield.
Look, he really has. Offense has been phenomenal. 2 straight weeks over 40 points. I mean, and they got Buna next week, which, I mean, they probably will win. They should win that game. They're going to finish probably undefeated, but, hey, Got to build that momentum. Got to keep it going, especially for the playoffs in a couple of weeks.
And Buna, we know how football is sometimes.
Hey, listen, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. So I'm not counting out the Buno Cougars. They've had a rough season, but listen, anything can happen. They can play spoilers next week.
It could be an intense matchup to watch out for, and the eyes of Texas are upon you. It's a Thursday night matchup too. So, okay, but look, we got to talk about this other upcoming game because this one was electric as well. After beating Bridge City in a thriller last week, the LCM Battling Bears, they took another step toward a district championship.
Yeah, you know what? Look, the ball game tonight, by far their toughest test of the season, because coming into tonight, LCM Huffman-Hargrave tied at 5-0 on the season. All the Bears had to do was actually win. That should give them a share of a district title since they would have the tiebreaker over Huffman and Bridge City. All right, LCM, first touchdown of the game right there. Jonah Fuller to Nolan Cook. And then you see the, look at this here, Jalen Morris. Well, actually, this is Nolan Cook for Huffman-Hargrave. Wide open, touchdown. This game went back and forth. So Jalen Morris, the running back, he fumbled the football. That's Will Swart. The scoop and score, Holton.
No.
Wow, 14-7. Hey, listen, this was a wild game. Let's go to the final because this game just went final moments ago. LCM comes battling back. They win 43-40. Absolutely bonkers. They're 7-2 overall, 6-0 in district play. So they win a share of a district title. They could win it outright coming up next week. Absolutely incredible.
This is a massive, massive win for LCM. Unbelievable win for LCM.
And Bridge City was in the driver's seat all season.
They were,
And they took them down last week. They took down Huffman-Hargrave tonight. Wow.
And this is one of those programs, too, like you saw at the beginning of the year when they played Hampshire Finette. And you didn't really expect, of course, we had the wet, sloppy game. It was one of those kinds of situations of a game. But LCM, we knew what Coach Peavy had. And speaking to him early on in the year, he was talking about the depth of this program and really how many guys, if one goes down, you got so many guys that can step up and help them in that play. They are a phenomenal squad and a very, very impressive win on the road.
No doubt about that. Let's go out to Cameron Burchett, joins us live in Huffman-Hargrave. And Cameron, wow. I'll tell you what, she's got the winners right there. These boys got to be stoked tonight.
We've got a full house. We have the number one in the district here right now. They successfully defeated the Huffman-Hargrave Falcons tonight. And as you heard, they flew the nest. They're out of here until next week whenever they have to play the Bridge City Cardinals. But here we have the man, the myth, the legend, Eric Peavy here. Tell us, Coach, you are now undefeated in your district. How does it feel?
It has nothing to do with me. It's these young men. It's our court coaches that just coach their tail off. Our coordinators both did a fantastic job. But the boys tonight just played so resilient. And, we went in at halftime when we were down, but there was no panic. There was no worry because I know the type of boys we have. We've had a tough year. We've battled. We've been down at halftime before, and that just doesn't matter. So I'm just so proud of these boys, and it's all about them tonight. It's all about them.
And so what's the next move for next week?
A win.
Same thing we did this week, Ryan.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And so listen, all I have to say for me right here behind me are all of the Golden Bears of the LCM High School behind me. Playoffs clinched.
Yeah.
Playoffs. We're going to go ahead and send it right back to you guys in the studio. That way these guys can celebrate the way they need to. And Cameron Burchett, 12 News. Woo!
That is awesome.
Man,
I love
stoked.
Coach Peavy.
Listen.
As he should be. As he should be.
And what we were talking about earlier, this is the LCM team that lost their first two games. Yep. Sloppy game against Hampshire Finette.
Right.
Then they lost to Silsbee. Those two teams went in the opposite direction. They've won 7 in a row. They're on fire right now. Playoff spot, share of a district title. They play Lumberton next week. They should take care of things. And then if they go undefeated 7-0, it's one of the best seasons in a long time.
And it's hard not to jump on a bandwagon and be excited about what's being built at LCM right now with Coach Peavy because there's a lot of depth with that program. So I'm excited. That's very, very excited. But for now, we're going to go ahead and toss it on over to the band of the week in this situation because we got to talk about we got to give them a little bit of help on this side. So we're going to talk about East Chambers. They won this one by at least I think it was like 200 votes or something like that. It was tight, but it was a good deal. It was a good deal. But we're going to go ahead and toss it over to them.
All right, check it out.
The band of the week.
Hi, this is Aubrey Smith, and you're watching 409Sports Blitz on 12 News.
East Chambers Buccaneers cheerleaders there. Welcome back to the 409 Sports Blitz. West Orange Stark Mustangs, I'll tell you what, they started the season, they started winning. The last couple of years have been rough for them.
Yeah.
And then they started winning. I'm like, okay, well, are they for real? And they kept winning. And then they kept winning, and then they're state ranked, and I'm like, all right, they are for real, and now they have a shot at a district championship.
This is a team that when we talk about Hiawatha Hickman in his third year there, you really wanted to kind of call this a prove-it year for them, because it just seems like at some point you thought, are they ever going to take that next step forward? But whatever Hickman's got them on this year right now, they are firing on all cylinders. And they had a statement last week against Silsbee, which of course we talked about them earlier. They just kind of went in the wrong direction. But they head on to face the Tarkington Longhorns tonight. And of course, getting to face the Hampshire Finette Longhorns next week. Your brother's squad.
Hey, that's going to be a dandy. They had to win tonight, though.
Yes.
They had to win tonight, and for next week to be a massive clash.
It is going to be. We're going to open things up, and of course, look at that.
Hey.
Eric's daughter, Erin, escorted onto the field. We love to see the support on that side. West Orange Stark got the possession here. See the little wide screen right there. Goes out wide, makes one man miss, makes another man miss, finds his way into the end zone. Marcus Turner throws out to Raymond Mallett Jr., and it's in for the score. West Orange Stark, again, finding their way back with the football. It seems like this was a reoccurring thing here tonight, just West Orange with the football.
And Marcus Turner, I mean, it's like his name has been called, I think, every single week for a touchdown.
He's
all the highlights.
He's got, well, hey, it's kind of, I mean, when you got a guy like that in the backfield, why don't you call his name? West Orange Stark, they intercept the ball, and he goes, and Terrion Fontenot, he's got the ball, and look at that. Almost like a stiff arm. That was nasty, like Derrick Henry style. Oh my goodness. A touchdown again for West Orange, and you can tell by the highlight, this one's starting to get a little bit out of hand. Again, West Orange Stark, I feel like a broken record right now. And this time it's Dylan Myers. They're kind of spreading the ball out a little bit, making his way. Number 2, not going to get me. Number 1, not going to get me. Find my way, battle through, into the end zone. West Orange Stark running over everybody into the end zone. And again, West Orange Stark, we're going to find themselves. And it is a fantastic game by these guys. We're going to go ahead and look at the scoreboard here. Look at that.
Man.
Look at that. 55-7. And like we had already talked about, this is setting up to be a phenomenal matchup with those Hampshire Finette
depending on
Longhorns.
what Hampshire Finette did tonight, which
course.
we'll get to the scores here in just a bit. But West Orange Shark did their part. Can Hampshire Finette do their part? We'll check it out in just a bit, though.
We will. That's going to be, and I can't wait for that one either. But what a week for the Nederland Bulldogs, right? I apologize. I know this one's going to sting
Hey, listen,
a
as
little bit.
a fan, I loved it. I love watching it. Of course, I'm a P&G grad, so
Of
it
course.
was tough. It was tough to see that, but I wanted it, for the fans, another classic game.
And Scott Rich is doing something amazing out there. They go on the road. They knock off number 1 P&G, of course, to win the Bum Phillips Bowl. And then on Monday, they crack the top 10 for the first time this season.
Bulldogs check in at number 8 in the state, have a clear path to an outright district championship. So a win tonight would put them one step closer to that coveted number 1 seed. But first, they had to get past a Huntsville team, which was coming off a tough loss at Lake Creek last week. Could the Hornets stop Hubert Thomas? Ran for $147 against P&G. Also had 2 touchdowns. Pick it up second quarter. Huntsville leading 14-7. Pocket collapsing. Quarterback feeling the pressure. Takes off 18 yards for that touchdown. Hornets go up 21-7. So could be like a Mid-County Madness hangover for Nederland. Well, Bulldogs would respond here. Uh-oh, look at this, a flea flicker.
Oh my goodness, danger.
Hey, looking like Tecmo Super Bowl on Nintendo, Aiden Sunday, Hubert Thomas,
This guy's got speed, he's got wheels.
I've said it for the past month, this kid, my district most valuable player, 72 yards to the house, 21-14 Dogs. They would later add a field goal to make it 21-17. Huntsville, they come back, their quarterback, well, what does he do? Yeah, does what he did back in the first quarter, back in the end zone on the right side. Touchdown, 28-14 at that point. Nederland actually had a shot to win it under a minute left. They would throw an interception, so Nederland, they fall tonight 44-38, 7-2 overall. More importantly, 5-1 in district play. They still have the tiebreaker over PNG, but now it's going to be a logjam. And now if Nederland, if they lose next week and PNG wins, PNG would win the district championship. So what a difference a week makes.
And what a difference, exactly. And I'm betting you that Nederland is kind of wishing that luck that they had in week 2 against West Orange when they had only a minute left in the game to drive the length of the field and punch it in. I'm guessing they're kind of wishing that same moxie was with them tonight because that interception, that was killer. But what a game.
I'm telling you.
What a game. And Nederland at this point, we know they're going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's going to be a team to really keep an eye on,
no
especially
doubt.
if Hubert Thomas is going to be
I love that kid. I think he is the best running back, not only in the area, one of the best running backs in the state of Texas. He's my MVP. The kid's been doing it week in and week out, and nobody can stop him. Nobody has an answer to him.
Well, it's kind of hard to stop a kid that has that much speed and athleticism, and he's tall. He's huge.
In space too. You give him some space too, he's gone.
That's a tough guy to build around, especially for sure. But let's go ahead and pivot to another big matchup. Now we get to talk about your Port Neches Groves Indians. They did just come off that shocking loss, as we were talking about earlier, to the Nederland Bulldogs, but
hey, they had a rebound. They had to rebound.
Exactly.
And this was huge for several reasons for P&G to pull this one out here. Let's go out to the reservation. Nice packed house. It's almost hunting season, so it's still a good crowd out there. So we'll pick it up. Montgomery, actually, dude, they got the party started early. 19 seconds into the game. Look at this play. Look at this play by the quarterback. He's gone.
My goodness.
Wow, Usain Bolt speed.
Wow.
Tyreek Hill speed. Gone. Yeah,
no
7-0
chance.
Montgomery. That was quick. But P&G responds. Connor Bailey in the gun. Play action. Back to pass. Finds guess who? London Nunley, I should say. Gets a good pass right there. Gets some yardage. And then Bailey hands off to Marshall. Ison Marshall up a couple of yards there. And then James Lander going to get it. Or actually, that's Chatania right there.
Big boy Chatania.
Yeah, that kid's massive.
Yeah, he's a bubbling ball.
7-7 at that point. This one went back and forth and back and forth. Let's go to the final. 37-31 PNG. So they now are 8-1 in overall.
Yep.
5-1 in district play. Of course, they're tied with Nederland for first, but Nederland does go ahead of them because of the tiebreaker. So it's going to come down to next week. It's going to be like a winner take all. If Nederland wins, they win the district championship. It's going to be crazy. That's all I know.
I know this for sure as well. I know last week was kind of a hiccup for Port Neches, and we know that Jeff Joseph, the program that he's building out there, especially this being his 3rd year, and the last 2 years, the track record looks pretty nice. You take him to the state title game, but a lot of that had to do last year with that quarterback, Connor Bailey. It's kind of like one of those situations where if you're in a tight jam, I'm giving the ball to Bailey, obviously, and I want him to make the decision because I trust him. If you're going to have that kid come off the bench after what happened last year with the injury to the starter, and then him come in and take them all the way to the state title as a sophomore, exactly.
As a sophomore.
So we're not done with him. We got one more year of Connor Bailey.
He's good.
He's got that it factor. I would trust him with all of my fiber and being, and I know Jeff Joseph does.
They got to tap that defense. Defense has been kind of shaky here towards the back end of the season. They got to tie up some loose ends. We know the offense is really good, but the defense has got to get together, especially playoff time here, because you're going to see some explosive offenses probably in the second, third round.
You know, we haven't even talked. That district is stacked.
It's loaded.
That district is stacked. Okay, but let's look at some of these scores around the 409.
All right, here, of course, tomorrow, Port Arthur Memorial, heading down to Baytown Sterling, 7 o'clock kickoff for that one. How about this? Deweyville Pirates go on the road, knock off Sabine Pass, 49-13.
Yeah, that's a good program out there. They have a lot going for them. And look at this. I mean, with this these two teams have had unfortunate seasons, right? Kirbyville and Buena, they've had tough years. Obviously, two programs with first-year head coaches, so they're just trying to build those foundation blocks to really build the program.
I know my boy Travis
forward.
Williams, the new head basketball coach out there. He's loving that.
He's loving that. He's loving that. And then Coons, of course, they've had some injuries, and they don't have as much depth as some teams would. You see the 35-16 final right there.
All right, hey, it's already been a wild week. We got plenty more coming up on the 409 Sports Blitz. So go grab yourself a Coke, some ice cream, pizza, whatever it is. Go heat something up. We'll be right back in just a few minutes.
Welcome back to the 409 Sports Blitz. Let's go ahead and travel back over to District 10 4A. We talked about Vidor, or we're going to talk about Vidor later in the show because that's another one of those programs that's kind of showing out. But their opponent last week, the Lumberton Raiders, they're chasing their own playoff hopes.
Yeah, Raiders actually came in a district play winless, but hey, how quickly things change though in Texas high school football. Week by week, you never know what might happen. 2 wins in district play has already gotten them in position to kind of snag that last 4th and final playoff spot.
It's how quickly things can change, and that's what I love most about this sport. So you're going to see the teams take the field in this situation. Lumberton kind of in a win-now mode, after the Vidor loss, they're in a win-now mode. You see the handoff, Chase Williams with the big run. Bumps it outside, Livingston, nobody, stiff arm right there. Oh, extends over the goal line.
His helmet too.
Holy cow. That is, hey, look, I know you guys don't have reels to do for your jobs, so you're not going to take this anywhere. But if you did, you should probably put that one on your reel. That's pretty nice. Tyler Breeden, touchdown. The tie race for the touchdown. You see the connection there. Lumberton's firing on all sides. Look at the handshake. All right. Oh, and the wave to the fans. We love to see that as well. Breeden again. This time he's going to connect Look at this throw. Deep downfield, over the
nice
shoulder.
catch.
Cameron Thibodeau for the score into the end zone. Livingston not living the dream in this play. It's been a tough go for it, but Lumberton gets the win. Okay, so this is what we're kind of talking about right now. We're going to talk about Vidor in a minute and about what they've been able to do, but after that Vidor loss, Lumberton, if they want any shot at all to find themselves in a situation to get into the playoffs, they have to win out. And it's a good start, but next week.
They got to go at LCM, win on the road. Ooh, that's tough. But you know what? Anything can happen, though.
That's what we've been saying.
And then, like LCM, they got to keep it going.
Yeah,
they got to keep that momentum going. You can't take anybody lightly or for granted.
And as soon as you do that with Chase McDonald's squad, you're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
Lumberton is one of those programs that can get you and get you bad.
Yeah,
so
no doubt about that.
So they got a lot of speed, but who would have thought? Who would have thought in Week 10 that both Silsbee and Jasper would be fighting for their playoff lives at this point?
It's been an odd year, extremely odd year. With Silsbee losing 3 out of his last 4 games. Jasper currently on a 4-game losing streak. I wouldn't say a loss tonight would be catastrophic because if you do lose, it would kind of set up a nerve-wracking winner-take-all in the regular season finale next Friday night. Let's go to Jasper, where before the game, they delivered the game ball from a helicopter.
Check that out.
Hey, that's one way to make an entrance. So last year, Silsbee won a 21-20 thriller. Will Jasper have something to say about it this season? Kind of reminded me of Texas Tech Baylor shootout tonight. First quarter, Michael Mosier rolls to his left, finds a wide open Levin Powell, taking it 28 yards down to the 2-yard line. 1st and goal, Silsbee. Then Mosier. He's going to call his own number. Quarterback sneak, pushes the way into the end zone, 7-0 Tigers. So Jasper, on the first play, second quarter, quarterback was on the wrong side of the field.
Yep.
Isaiah Coleman, he had 5 touchdowns last week, launches it to Raja Arza Adams. He just mossed somebody, 55 yards for the touchdown. We're knotted up at 7. So after a Silsbee punt, Jasper again with possession. Coleman to Jakeman Harris, looking like Najee Harris. Follows his blockers, left side, touchdown. He's running like the Cedar Tree restaurant's about to close. 42 yards to the house. Jasper would miss the extra point, so it's 13-7. Here come the Tigers. Quick slant, Mosier to Gavin Hayes. Reminds me of the Aikman to Irvin back in the 90s. He breaks free. He never saw it. Hey, trust me, that's all I have now. Just distant memories of the Cowboys. 14-13 Silsbee because, they added another touchdown to make it 21-13. So Jasper needs a big play just before the half.
Look at this.
Keontae Armstrong setting things up. Look at that, right in the red zone. Coleman back to pass, and look at this. Looked like Dak Prescott last week, but instead of getting intercepted like Dak Prescott, look at this play here.
Up and at him.
Floats it up. Armstrong, yes, he's in. Gets a foot down. They don't official. They don't get the 2-point conversion, so it was 21-19 Silsbee at the half. This was a shootout. And look at this score, 49-47. The Silsbee Tigers, holy smokes, win a absolute thriller. So they are in the driver's seat right now for that playoff spot.
Those two programs, they just seem like they have a classic every time they match up. Coach Comedy out there with Jasper, and of course Coach Smith with Silsbee. They're going to call up the right plays. Mosier's a difference maker. But as far as Jasper's concerned, Keontae Armstrong, I'm pretty sure that he's committed to go play at Texas A&M.
Yeah.
He's a stud. He's a stud. And giving him the ball in that kind of situation, I think they had less than a minute left or something like that on the clock. And I don't think they had any timeouts remaining.
No.
Needed to make the moves properly to get down the field and give them the chance to score. Obviously didn't get the 2-point there, but listen, and look at that. It actually came back to haunt them.
Look, that's a big win for Silsbee. They're now 3rd in the district.
Yes, big
3rd
time.
in district,
Big
and then, of course you got Jasper and Shepherd, which Jasper will probably end up winning that 4th and final playoff spot. But boy, that was big win for Silsbee Tigers.
That is a huge win. But okay, so we talked a little bit earlier about Lumberton. Well, let's talk about that team that beat them. We're going to head back over to District 10 4A division, where those 3 spots have already been clinched. We've kind of talked about that. Huffman and LCM, they had a big battle tonight. And Bridge City, they've kind of stumbled. They got there. They got through it, but they're already in as well. And that's left that 4th and final spot open. It's between Lumberton and Vidor, but it is Vidor's unless they lose to this point.
Yeah, they got the upper hand right now. Of course, Vidor, they control their own destiny here. Win tonight over Hardin-Jefferson, and then next week against Livingston, you're in because you have the tiebreaker over Lumberton.
Exactly.
Hardin-Jeff they had to win out and hope that Lumberton loses tonight and then also next week, but Lumberton didn't lose for a shot at the postseason. So game tied at 6. Ryan Samoff gets sacked in the end zone by Skylar Stankovic. for the safety. That gives Vidor an 8-6 lead. So Pirates will go to work on offense. They're going to fake the run here. Dagan Venable going to heave one up to Landon Jones. This one goes for a gain of 38 and a Pirate first down. So next play, Dagan Venable. He rushed for 156 yards and 2 scores last week. Well, tonight, he's going to pick up another rushing touchdown, 32 yards on the score. How about that, those Vidor Pirates, they keep it rolling. So second quarter, Vidor, you see number 2? Let's go to the second quarter. They continue the onslaught. Stankovic going to plow in for the touchdown. They led 29-15 at the half, and Holton, they stepped on the gas pedal and never looked back in the second half.
It's been an impressive game.
Yeah, let's go to the big board. Because the final on this one, the Vidor Pirates 57 to 22.
Oh my goodness.
Your final. So Vidor 3-3 in district play. If they win next week against Livingston on the road, they're in the playoffs. Easy. You win, you're in.
We talked about that the situation with Livingston, and the game can go any way you want. Don't get trapped by Livingston.
The Hit of the Week, brought to you by First Security Bank.
All right, it's time now for our Hit of the Week. One of my favorite segments, I know that's for sure.
Oh, no doubt about that here. Let's go back out to LCM. How about this one here? Oh!
What? Oh, my goodness. Look like Superman.
Hey, it looks like Zeke Elliott back in his prime there.
Yeah,
they did the whole flip. Yeah, 2016, Zeke Elliott. Evan Worcester, the quarterback. Nice flip there. The LCM Battling Bears came from behind to win 43-40, 6-0 in district, clinch a playoff spot, a share of a district title. How about those Battling Bears?
Love it.
We'll be back in just a bit.
Hi, this is Orangefield, and you're watching 409Sports Blitz on 12 News.
Welcome back to the 409 Sports Blitz. Okay, well, let's go ahead and shoot on out to Doggett Family Stadium, where the Galveston Ball Golden Tornadoes, say that 5 times, they battle with the Westbrook Bruins.
Hey, home of Mike Evans.
Love to hear that.
Pro Bowler there. Of course, Galveston Ball coming off their first loss of the season. Westbrook blew past Beaumont United to get to 500 in District 9-5A Division I. So here for the Brook, could land them in contention for a playoff spot.
Big time.
Could they do it, though?
That's the big question. The defense that's the biggest thing in this game, was the defense showed up in the first half.
They better. Hey, let me tell you something. This was a defensive battle. I was stunned on how big of a defensive battle this game was.
It definitely was. It was one of those kinds of deals. Obviously, you see ball with possession first, and you see the tackles being made. Obviously, it's a great pass from Kenny Barker to Juwan Woodbury. But then we see the bobble snap here by Tam Anderson. And again, defense super stout in the first half, jumping all over that one. Anderson again trying to find somebody downfield, doesn't see anybody, uses his legs, and a slew of tornadoes. Woo. Find them way, and they tornadoed into the ground. You see that? Spiral action? How about that? Staying true to themselves. Galveston ball with possession again. This time Kaiden Barker runs up the middle and stopped again. Chris Landry on the tackle on that one. And then Jalen Dartez breaks multiple tackles, but not enough to get to the end zone or to get past that.
And like I said, this was a 0-0 game for a while. Look at the score here. Right. Galveston ball 27-7 over the Westbrook Bruins. Wow.
Yeah, it just Westbrook. They obviously it's just 20 point difference. But Galveston ball is a tough team. Yeah. We stood up to them. But all right, let's go ahead and look at some of the scores around the 409 if we can.
All right, let's go to the scoreboard here. Lufkin Panthers knock off Beaumont United 42-7.
And then, of course, you see West Sabine there, 50-17. What an absolute battle of the Wests. And it looks like Sabine's I like the word Sabine, obviously. It's from obviously, so I'm cool with Sabine. But
hey, look at Hampshire Finette, 55-8 over Shepherd. Ty Bryson had 5 touchdowns tonight, so Hampshire Finette undefeated. West Orange Stark undefeated. Sounds like a game of the week for next week.
Absolutely, I cannot wait. And Silsbee, we know about Silsbee. Just rehashed that one. Silsbee and Jasper. Remember that 2-point conversion that failed? Look at that. Look at that. 2-point difference. That's how intense sometimes football can be, especially for that. But okay, let's go ahead and talk about the play of the week.
The play of the week, brought to you by 5 Point Credit Union.
We got the West Orange Stark Mustangs again. This time the rushing touchdown will bring you back. Again, I'm glad we brought this one back. This was my favorite. Woo. Miss you on that one. You want to give me? I don't think so. How about you? You want some? Touchdown. I don't want any more of you. Calvin Jeffrey jukes his way in. Kelvin Jefferson makes his way into the end zone. That guy, what an amazing play by the Mustangs. Of course, like we just talked about, undefeated in district, matching up for the Hampshire Finette West Orange.
It's going to be a dandy.
I cannot wait. It's going
to be a dandy next week.
Cannot wait for that one.
All right, we'll be right back. Coming up after the break, we'll have more 409 Sports Blitz coming up.
And welcome back to the 409 Sports Blitz, baby.
I know. Let's take a look at next week's games. Final week of the regular season. How about that one, Holton?
Man, I can't wait, man. I'm literally getting giddy over here. The West Orange Stark Mustangs, they have really figured it out as of late. And your brother's team, Hampshire Finette, the Hook'ems, they're gonna have to play hard, man. It is at home though. That does help. But take a look at some of these other ones.
We talked you got about Lumberton and LCM. LCM trying to finish off a perfect district season. United and Baytown Sterling going at it.
Oh, and look at that. Hargrave and Bridge City.
Yeah.
That is going to be a massive
Liberty,
one.
HJ,
And Orangefield. If they get past Buna, that's an undefeated district schedule for Orangefield.
Yeah, Anahuac hosting Cold Spring Oakhurst, and then Silsbee hosting Shepherd. Of course, Silsbee trying to hold on to that 3rd seed in that district. Oh man, it's going to be crazy. West Orange and Hampshire-Furnett. I'm going to love it. Who would going into the season, we knew Hampshire-Furnett was going to be solid. They, they won the 7-on-7 competition. We knew that. We thought, okay, well, Silsbee, like your usual suspects, West. We didn't know what to expect from West Orange Stark, because it's not. Growing up, West Orange Stark was a powerhouse for quarter of a century, almost 30 years.
Yeah, for Coach
and then
Thompson.
for them to have, back-to-back seasons like they have, like, okay, well, like you mentioned, Hawaka Hickman's 3rd season, boy, they have come out, they have played phenomenal.
And it is
phenomenal.
Impressive. It is impressive.
It's
not
extremely impressive.
For Silsbee, you really thought you'd expect a little bit more, but it's not over. I mean,
No,
Silsbee still has a chance to get in there.
And listen, you just want to get in the tournament.
Yeah.
You get in the tournament.
You get in the dance.
Anything can happen.
That's all you got to have.
Anything can happen. I got to give a shout out to my niece and nephew, Jackson Olivia.
There you go.
Appreciate you watching Uncle Nick. You need to go to bed because it is super late, 11 o'clock. You're going to keep Momo Popple up way too late tonight.
It's the weekend. Come on, man. It's
weekend.
Friday night. Okay, all right. That's going to do it for the Blitz. We hope you guys at home enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being up
we
here.
did. So listen, we're going to wrap things up. Another Band of the Week performance. For Nick Canizales, Holton Pepper, next week, going to be phenomenal. Last week of the regular season. We'll see you then.
The Band of the Week.